took a scolding hot piece of metal and placed it on their skin
Yeah. Yeah.
to where it's burnt for forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to show. Like if people use that as far as like, oh, I'm building a brand, are you doing it to the point where it's literally burnt into people's minds? Like to where they,
Right.
because
And look.
people be like, oh, I don't want to be posting all the time. I don't want to be talking about my stuff all the time. But you got to be to the point of DJ Khaled level of annoyance for it to stick. Hey, yo, everybody has a six-figure goal, but they're only thinking of 100 racks, not realizing that six figures goes all the way up to 900K. And I was able to do that with just one digital product in my business. But it's not about how much came in. It's about how much that I missed out on because of information that I did not have. And I don't want you to go through the same thing in your entrepreneurial journey. So I'm hosting a completely free masterclass this upcoming Thursday, teaching how you can take your own IP, your own intellectual property, knowledge and information that you already have, create digital products and digital assets with it. Not only that, but I'm going to teach you the entire framework and system. And system, SYSTEM, stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money so you don't have to go through the same pitfalls that I had to go through along the way. So go ahead, click the link, and join the masterclass. It is completely free, but spots are limited, so take advantage now. I'll see you on Thursday. Welcome to another episode of It's Credit at the Top. I'm your host, AstenCeo. I got the voice of God on the other side with me.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
You know you know who the brand.
Mm-mm.
If we look up the definition of brand, let me open up one of my favorite apps, the dictionary app.
Some people's arch nemesis. Oh man.
The kind, grade, or make of a product or service is indicated by a stamp, trademark, or the like. Definition number 2, a mark made by burning or otherwise to indicate kind, grade, make, ownership, etc. I want to go with that number 2 definition.
Mm-hmm.
It says a mark made by burning or otherwise to indicate kind, grade, make, ownership, etc. It's like you from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
When you brand the cow,
The cow, yep.
think of some of our Greek brethren.
Yeah.
I got some homies and some friends excused. They literally branded themselves
Mm-hmm.
with the Omega Sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
They took a scolding hot piece of metal and placed it on their skin
Yeah. Yeah.
to where it's burnt for forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's always gonna show. Like if people use that as far as like, oh, I'm building a brand, are you doing it to the point where it's literally burnt into people's minds? Like to where they,
Right.
because
And look.
people be like, oh, I don't want to be posting all the time. I don't want to be talking about my stuff all the time. But you got to be to the point of DJ Khaled level of annoyance for it to stick.
And look, I'm gonna tell you where my brain went. My brain went to not even just about knowing and burning the knowledge of it, the quality and what people know you for. I thought about if you build in the wrong type of brand and people know you for that, that's gonna stick too. It's gonna stick
But
regardless.
it can be a good thing.
Oh yeah, of course. But I'm just saying. I
Waffle House.
oh yeah, you talking about like that? Okay, I got you. Yeah.
No, there's some brands that built themselves on not being the best, and people go there expecting and wanting it to not be the best.
Right. Yeah, I can't.
Waffle
I
House.
don't trust a Waffle House if it's clean.
Not really. Not honestly. like I know that's a joke, but honestly, if I walked into a Waffle House that was clean and pristine, I would feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, feel too franchisey and
Waffle
probably
House
won't
is
be as
like a
good.
part of like where I'm from, where I grew up. Like Waffle House is a it's a thing.
Hmm.
Like I've been seated at a Waffle House, and it's literally a brawl going on like behind me, and I'm just sitting at the counter enjoying like enjoying the food.
SNL did a skit last weekend, a Waffle House skit. I gotta send it to you, bro.
Starts. Shout out to Larry Starks. Starts. I remember Starts had a it's either a picture of a video. There's literally a melee going on behind him. He's sitting there like this with the like, What's up? We in Waffle House." Like like nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Like we used to joke like if the cook don't got at least 2 felonies, we don't want him making the hash browns.
Uh,
Waffle House tried and true to me, and I know a lot of people know it as like the late night spot. But I'm saying, nah, I'm coming up. I'm going Waffle House 10:30 a.m.,
yeah.
2:15 p.m.,
I've never had
4:30 p.m.,
I've never had Waffle House before midnight.
7:15 p.m., 7 a.m. Like it's like I've been to Waffle House. Like I don't just know it as a late night. Oh, that's a I'm 15. I got $12. All right, instead of rallies, I'm going Waffle House today. I got
Hmm.
$12. I don't got five.
Right. And you can still
Boy,
get it
Waffle
smothered
House.
and covered and flipped and stipped.
Yeah. Smothered, covered.
So what is it?
I
What
just
is it?
give it.
Smothered, covered, what
I be forgetting
chopped?
because I don't get the most with all my hash browns. If I get
Yeah.
anything, I just get maybe cheese and onions.
Mhm.
I think that might be uh covered and covered, smothered. So I don't know, bro. I at the most I get cheese and onions.
You try to say it so it can come to you.
Yeah, because one of them they be throwing chili on it and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's their brand, right? They've been able to build a successful business off of the joke of it not being the best.
Mhm.
Like I really think that could work for people too. Like if they say like say if like you know what could really work for Pepsi? If they said something like, "We're okay with being number two." That would like stick. And I know Pepsi don't need my help or nothing. Like
Okay.
they've already established. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like that would be a thing where people would be like,
Hmm.
"Hey man, number two."
Yeah.
You know what Pepsi actually did though?
Mm-mm.
Because Coke got it. Coke got it.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you know Coke's actual, I like people like I'm not a. I don't know if you call it soda or pop. I know I say pop. People be like,
I
"You
call
call it pop?" I'm like, "Why does it matter?"
it. Yeah, because you go somewhere like you talk to a certain person in the H, they gonna say soda water.
But I'm just saying, why do people pop? What is pop?
Yeah.
Like, just it's
It's
soda.
yeah.
It's soda. Like,
That's
like the
weird.
bottles, the bottle says soda pop. You say soda, I say pop. What does it matter?
Collaboration, guys.
But now people that drink pop, they'll say like McDonald's Coke is like better.
Mm,
It's like facts.
mm.
Like McDonald's has a different Coke than anywhere else.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
And why is
McDonald's
that?
is the only place that Coca-Cola ships the syrup to versus everywhere else they ship the pop to.
Mm. So
So
McDonald's
that's
is
why
like
when
they mixing it
so that's
in the store. I
it's
mean, in the
it's pure.
restaurant. Mm-hmm.
It's pure. It ain't stepped
And they
on.
stepped on. It's a brand new.
Yeah. It's pure. It's that blue magic.
Mm-hmm.
So they get the syrup and they make it at McDonald's.
Mhm.
So that's why people be like, man, that Coke's better, it's stronger, something like it actually is.
Yeah. Shout out to McDonald's for pulling that off.
But what Pepsi did, Pepsi doesn't like Coke got majority of the market share, right?
Mhm.
The only places that I know there's some people that like drink Pepsi, but for the most part, I know you don't really drink pop like that either. But if you was at a restaurant and you asked for Coke and they say, oh, we don't got Coke, we got Pepsi. Or they'll say, we don't got Sprite, we got Sierra Mist
Mhm.
or something, right?
Mhm.
That'll be because they got some kind of contract with Pepsi. They only
Mhm.
sell Pepsi products, just like McDonald's only sells uh
Coke product.
like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A and stuff. That's why you get orange juice for breakfast or something at Chick-fil-A. It's simply
Mhm.
because it's a Coke product, right? So what Pepsi did was they bought the rights to they started buying restaurants just so they could put their product in there because not as many people was buying it. But they already
Mhm.
know that people go to this restaurant. That's why you'll see a Pizza Hut, Taco Bell together.
Mhm. Mhm.
So they started buying these chains, and then they was like, instead of spending this money here, let's combine the two and then put our products in the store.
Mhm.
So that's why if you was ever go to Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, it's like, why are these two restaurants together? It
Right.
don't even make no sense. It was a play for Pepsi to make money,
Mhm.
and they sell the Pepsi products in there. They're gonna add Sierra Mist instead of Sprite. They're gonna have Pepsi instead of that. It's gonna have the Mountain Dew stuff.
Right. Do the do. That's
Yeah,
smart though. That's smart. I'm over here thinking of how how that could be implemented on this
yeah. So
scale,
I'm
this
like, you
level.
shoot, by creators.
Oh, and you know what I actually speaking about that, I've been thinking about buying pages. So
Yeah,
is
by
it
a shout out page. Shout out
yeah.
to my boy Tajon. That's what he do.
Mm, mhm.
He was making money off of IG, um, reaching out to shout out pages to pay him. He flipped the switch. He's like, well, if I reach out to them to buy him.
Mhm.
So now say this one particular shout out page he owns, he profits off of it, but it's also a free marketing source for him because he don't gotta pay to get on the page.
Right. Right.
But I'm saying you could on what you do. When I said buy a creator, I'm saying like instead of doing content, uh, do partnerships.
Mhm.
I do all your content for free. Everything you sell, I want this percentage.
Mhm.
So say
Yeah.
somebody that um, that's what some of these ad agencies are starting to do. So instead of just wanting to be somebody's client and getting a pay per month or a pay per month with some type of revenue share, they turning into profit partners,
Mm,
just
mhm.
flat out.
Yeah, I
So
heard
yeah, they may take this much money and no matter what, like we partners.
right.
Like
Yeah, old buddy had mentioned. I heard him say something like that recently. I always forget his name.
don't
But
shout them out. I ain't shouting out people as much,
nah,
but I
I'm
know who
not.
you talking about.
He's in my
I just started
industry.
noticing the people I be watching and all these people is way bigger than me and they be saying, yeah, this guy told me. I'm like, I know you
Yeah,
talking about me. Why not just
yeah,
say my name?
yeah. I don't understand that, bro. I don't
I
get it. I
do.
I be feeling like Ross when he be like when he was talking about the likes and they free. It's free to give.
It does, but if somebody's what they're thinking, if somebody's in their lane and you're telling something that you're telling the source of where you learned this stuff from, why wouldn't that audience that's listening to you on something that on a platform that you've paid over $10,000 to appear on? You're gonna use you're gonna shout out somebody else on this platform that you've paid a lot of money to, telling where you got this game from. Why would they come to you? They gonna come look. A person like me, I'm looking for the source.
Yeah, but I feel like
So I ain't knocking it. If I know for a fact somebody paid $20,000 to get interviewed on a podcast, yeah, say this guy's told me this.
but why though? Because a rising tide lifts all ships, right? So like even
That's
if
my mentality.
I know
Everybody don't think like
and
that.
but I'm just saying it out loud. So like even if because my way of thinking would be even if they go to the source, which is you, then you in return, you're not obligated to, but you in return be like, bro, I appreciate the love. And then now there's a relationship. And then now when you put in and you're in a
The
position to do
relationship's already there. We already got the relationship.
well,
That's how they learned it.
so that's even more of my point.
I
So
ain't
when
saying they saying that they saw some content and something like no, I told them something.
and that's my point. That's even more of a reason why
So
I
I'm
would
not expecting them to pay $20,000 to be a guest on a podcast, and they're promoting they're promoting something so they can make their money back, to sit there and say that everything that they're talking about that they learned it from me. That's a waste of $20,000, bro.
but nobody's saying everything. If somebody already has said this guy said X, Y, and Z, you're already saying that I learned this from quote unquote
But
guy.
when the what this guy said is literally the best part of your interview, I'm not gonna name drop when you just spent 20,000 to promote yourself. You didn't spend that's 20,000 of free promotion for me. Could tell they ain't had nothing on the line. You're not gonna do that, bro. That's common sense, bro.
So what's the point of even saying this
I'm
guy
not gonna
said?
pay you $20,000 to record somebody else's videos.
But what's the point of saying this guy said? Is that does that not affect
Bro, if I
your
spent
authority?
$20,000 for anything, I'm not saying nobody's name. This is mine. I paid $20,000 to get on this podcast that everybody thinks people sitting here and these podcasters just got these relationships with these people and that. No, this is your one opportunity to be on this show.
Yeah, I think my way of thinking is
You
like,
you you pay you pay the prices that some of your clients have paid on to be on some of these shows, and see if you gonna ever talk about somebody else when you up there.
I understand what you're saying. I think like I don't. I feel like I think my gripe with it.
It's easy to say what you
Of
saying right
course,
now when you ain't paid the money to be on the
of
platform.
course, of course. I just
You
think
gonna get up there and talk about another videographer? Hell no.
mm, maybe.
That one particular show that you've been up there with some of your clients, it's like 25, $30,000.
Hmm.
You gonna get up there and talk about somebody else in your space that does what you do?
And that's what I was about to say. So if it ain't somebody that you're in competition with, then it's cool.
Yeah, I'm saying we in the same lane.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it's a no if it's the same lane, but if it's like if you mention a quote from Mike Tyson, you can. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
ain't nobody going to buy no. Everybody know Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
It's like paying for a commercial to promote somebody else. Hey, come on, man.
Which they did in the Super Bowl.
That's why Calvin Klein got pissed at LL Cool J.
Oh, for the FUBU joint.
Yeah. Or was it Calvin Klein
No,
or
it's
was it
Gap.
somebody else? Gap. Yeah, that's why Gap got mad at LL Cool J. Like,
Mhm.
bro, you shooting a Gap ad. You gonna shout out FUBU? That's the same as that thing. These people they're paying 10, 15, 20, 25, $30,000 to be on a podcast. They're not gonna promote somebody else. It's just common sense. Well, maybe it ain't maybe it ain't common to the people that ain't sitting there and gonna pay somebody's yearly salary for a 45 minute, not even 45 minute, because the most expensive one, You're not even getting 45 minutes.
Right.
You're getting 20, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 bands. Nah, you better make it all about you. That's why I say I don't feel no type of way about it.
Yeah.
Now, if it's something like where you were saying where you caught something a couple weeks ago where he was like, yeah, and then I did this guy's podcast. That's different. That's his free platform. That's just a quick name drop. Nothing's gonna happen. He's not spending all this money promoting himself. That was just a quick little blip. That's
Mhm.
why I be name dropping everybody on this. 100 band, 100 band, 100 band, 100 band, 100 band, 100 bands. Everybody has a six-figure goal, but they're thinking too small. They're only thinking of 100 bands, not realizing that six figures goes all the way up to 900K. And I was able to do that in my business with just one digital product. But it's not about how much came in, it's about how much that I lost out on because of information that I did not have. And I do not want you to go through the same thing on your entrepreneurial journey. So I'm hosting a completely free masterclass this upcoming Thursday, teaching how you can create and scale digital products and digital assets. But not only that, I'm giving you the entire framework and system to take your own intellectual property, your own IP, get it in the right system to scale. And system, SYSTEM, stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. So go ahead, click the link, and join me this upcoming Thursday for the masterclass. See you soon. I might say, man, Joe Schmo, he taught me this, this, and that. Let me go pay 25,000 and I only got 15 minutes to talk.
Uh,
No, I'm just telling you what the game is. I ain't telling you where I learned it from.
yeah.
That's just like, and I've been listening to a lot of rap lately. Cause I told you I don't listen to much rap anymore. Pretty much period. I ain't been listening to music much lately. I've been just
Education.
watching YouTube videos or audio books or
Mhm.
podcasts and stuff. But the mode that I'm in is like now it's like rap. Like I listen to rap for something. So I'm
Mhm.
like in one of them modes right now. I was listening to Victory Lap the other day. I was like, man, Nip really didn't waste a word
Mhm.
on the album. So I'm like, in that setting, you pay 10, 15, 20, 25,000 dollars or more to be on a podcast. You can't waste a word.
Yeah.
And some of these podcasts that people are paying to be on, the podcasters aren't good interviewers either. So you still gotta not waste the word, take control of it, and make sure that you get what you need to get
Yeah.
out
You gotta interview yourself.
in the interview too.
Mhm.
Thanks for somebody gonna be shouting out other people and tell where they learned stuff from. Oh, y'all, blah 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 told me this. Y'all should go check him out, man. He's a great guy. Nah,
Yeah. Yeah. I see. I understand. I understand.
man, come on, man. It's like if uh what's a I had something. I'm just having a brain for. Anyways, bro.
Nah,
But just take it back. Nick,
I was about to say I just thought about how it would apply to me if I'm on like a call to close like a new client or something, and I'm like, man, so and so
you gonna talk
super.
about how great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna talk about how great another videographer is.
Yeah, so and so is dope. They do some good work too. You should go check them out.
I learned. Yeah, you see, or say you about to close something. Next, looking at your work. Yeah, I really like how you did it. You know what? Um, this guy, he's the one that taught me that aspect of it. Man, he's great. Man, he
Yeah,
did that. I wouldn't be where I am now to him. Oh, shoot, let's go find him.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
every podcast that somebody's a guest on, these bigger platforms, they're gonna direct you to some affiliate link that the link's gonna be down in the description to purchase something, or text this number to blah 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 to get some free something where they're gonna and get you in their environment so they can sell you something later on,
Mhm.
or sell you something on the back of that free offer or whatever. And you don't want to get something that messes around and goes crazy, and then introduce all these people that you paid for,
Right.
introducing them for free.
Right.
Wall Street Trapper, never met him before. I just want to use him as an example because that's one of the latest interviews I've watched. He was on the Breakfast Club recently.
Mhm.
You think he would go up there and promote somebody else on the Breakfast Club?
Right.
I'm sure he didn't pay to be there. I'm sure that's a relationship. Like I'm like pretty much 100% positive he ain't paid to get on Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
But I'm just using that as an example.
but it's still the same sentiment. Like
Yeah.
this is a platform. This is an opportunity on this platform for me to take advantage of what I got going
Yeah,
on.
for me, yeah,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna get up there and shout out other people. The only time that you would do something like that on a platform like that is if you're going to reap a bigger reward from the person,
Mhm.
like 48 Laws of Power type of thing.
Mhm.
Like Drake, anything, any opportunity he has, he's shouting out Lil Wayne.
Mhm.
But it's only making him bigger. That ain't gonna make you bigger on some podcast song about these tips and strategies and tools that you dropping right now. Tell them who you learned it from.
Right.
There's a reason why I told you the last couple months I've realized as I dig deeper in knowledge and information on certain things, I'm realizing who the source was for all this stuff.
Mhm.
Because I think you even told me a week or two ago, you was like, dang, like I could just went to the source.
Mhm. Yep.
I would have just went to the source initially. If this guy told me where he learned all the stuff from, why
Mm.
would I pay you?
Right.
I could just go straight there.
Yeah.
Now the deeper I go, I realize he's not the source. He got everything from the guy I'm studying now.
Mm. Yeah.
I tell you a little bit as soon as we wrap up, just real quick. But the real source of all this stuff, he only got 2,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, for real?
I've told you about him, but I didn't realize like how much of a source he was.
Mhm. Mhm.
He's making more content to put himself out there now, but I'm like, you the guy.
Yeah.
I was listening to him talking about one of his closing strategies. He was like, "Yeah, I can't use that. I can't use that close anymore because blah 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 went and wrote a whole book about it, and so everybody does it now because he learned it from me."
Yeah.
One of my favorite entrepreneurial books. The author got it all from this guy that got 2,000 followers.
Mm. Hmm. Man.
So I go learn all this stuff, and I'm going on promotion. I'm gonna go pay Facebook $50,000 to tell all y'all who I learned it from
Right. Right.
in the ad.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, look, I'm gonna teach you how to do A, B, and C. I learned it from this guy. Click the link.
Yeah.
Well, let's just go get it from this guy.
You know, like, wait, who? What's his name? You gonna watch the ad again so you write it down. What did he say his name was? I
Hey,
didn't hear.
let's let it play back one more time. What's his name?
Yeah, no, that's real.
Nah, but the brand aspect of the burning in some. You know who I think is the most popular player in the NBA right now?
Giannis.
Dylan Brooks.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Right now, yeah, you did say right now. Yeah.
Bruh, I refreshed YouTube like I do every morning. I got my educational stuff and my sports stuff be popping up. Dylan Brooks has been like a main topic of conversation like the past 2 weeks in sports.
Yeah.
And he's on the team with the star, one of the stars of the NBA.
Hmm.
Period. One of the faces of the league is going through a lot of negative drama right now.
Hmm.
Negative press with John Morant. And Dylan is still holding the headlines
Look,
every day.
look. in the ESPN 30 for 30, we're gonna find out that Dylan pulled Ja to the side and was like, I got you, bro. I'm gonna get this heat off you.
But Dylan's brand is the bad guy.
Mhm.
No matter what, he's like he's burnt that into the casual fan don't know who Dylan Brooks is.
Right.
But an NBA fan knows Dylan Brooks and he wears it, bro. To the the NBA now is a fashion show when you walk through the tunnel.
Mhm.
Have you seen any of Dylan Brooks' outfits when he
I
walks
saw
into the
I
tunnel?
saw the one fit with the open vest, no shirt, and the short shorts. That's the only fit I've seen.
It even looks villain.
It looks Stone Cold Steve Austin-y.
And who was Stone Cold? The villain.
Dun, dun, dun,
He
dun,
was the
dun, dun.
heel. In wrestling, and stage plays, they call the antagonist the heel.
Mhm. Dun,
He's
dun, dun,
taken
dun,
his
dun.
he's taken his brand of the heel and he's doing it at all times. Off court, on court, whatever. And I
Yeah.
was always a fan of Dylan Brooks because I don't watch much college, but he did catch my eye when he played for Oregon.
See, I ain't know
For
nothing
one,
about
he
him.
for one, just anybody. My favorite number is 24, and it has nothing to do with Kobe. Like I was wearing 24 before Kobe.
Mhm.
Like 24 it's my favorite number. He was wearing 24 at Oregon. He played hard. He's not a scorer in the league now, but he was scoring. Like you could not score and make it to the league.
Right.
And then it's like he get to the league, and he was like a productive two guard, like scoring. Now he's more so just defender
Mhm.
versus because I remember 2K, I go score, hit some threes with him and stuff. But I'm like, and he still got headlines today because I don't know if you saw or not. They played the Mavs yesterday.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
With the
wanted the
jersey.
jersey swap with Kyrie. Kyrie gave him his jersey, and Kyrie didn't take his jersey.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's disrespectful. But just think of the jersey swaps. You usually swapping the jerseys with somebody that you either look up to or somebody that's pretty even with you.
Mhm.
Think Kyrie's mind. It's not even like he's not even. He couldn't fathom taking Dylan Brooks' jersey.
Yeah,
He probably like, oh, you want my jersey? Bet.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure. That's like, did you hear about the story with the like one of them soccer players, bro? LeBron sent him a jersey and then the dude autographed it and sent it back to LeBron. He's like, oh, this clearly has to be for Bron, because like I'm him. He sent that
It
joint
had to
back.
be like Messi or somebody,
Man, bro, I gotta remember who it
or
was.
Ronaldinho or
But I was
something.
like, man, that's an amazing story, dog.
And then Kyrie's excuse when they asked him about it, Kyrie was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even see that till post game." He's like, "My mind was just on like the next mental task. I wasn't even thinking about it." Like, what are you thinking about to get like the game's over? You dapping people up. What is going on in your brain so much that you're focused on the next mental task that you weren't even thinking of it? And then he said this. He said, "Yeah, maybe next time I'll get it, but not today."
Mhm.
Maybe next time I'll get.
Yeah,
Kyrie don't get. Cause think he could have taken the jersey, thrown it away. Nobody would have known.
nobody would have known, yo. Kyrie, Ky-
And
Kyrie was fibbing. He saw him with the jersey in his hand. He just ain't want that jersey. He like, bro, I'm him. You Dylan
like, what
Brooks.
I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hang it up next to my Kobe and Bron, Dylan Brooks.
Oh man.
But why I love Dylan Brooks and he's one of my favorite players because he has like he has an illogical confidence
Hmm.
and you need that. Like it makes no sense why you're as confident as you are.
Hmm.
If he didn't have that illogical confidence, he would not be in the NBA.
Exactly.
Like people don't understand how much that can take you. Like
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Dylan Brooks honestly thinks he is the best player on the floor every night,
Mhm.
and his teammates Ja Morant.
Mhm.
You line up against Kevin Durant, you like, oh man, who?
Right.
Easy work.
They say he like that in practice too. Say he was like that from
But
day one.
he's like that.
Mhm.
You gotta be like that, or you won't make it to the league. That's why it's cool for me to see the things with Draymond Green and them button heads all because Draymond Green got the same illogical confidence.
Mhm.
Or he wouldn't have made it to the NBA
Well,
and wouldn't have turned into who he turned into and first ballot Hall of Famer
yeah.
off of averaging like 7 points.
First ballot, like easy, like not even a like
It's not
nah.
even a discussion.
Yeah,
Multiple All-Star appearances, Defensive Player of the Year.
4-time champ, and was on the precipice of a Finals MVP, unbeknownst to
What
me.
you didn't
yeah,
believe,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like, wait, what series was I watching? This man was going off.
Like if he ain't hit Braun, if he ain't hit Braun in it in the questionable area get suspended, man, they won that Draymond Green
bro,
would have been another knack on Steph's armor. Like,
bro,
dang, Iggy won the MVP, then Draymond won the MVP.
it wouldn't even been close.
No.
like that's the crazy part.
And that's you going back and watching this and just looking at the stats.
Yeah,
So imagine if you could go back and like on YouTube or something, watch the game and like see it.
right, right.
Cause I remember it.
I was like, what's it? Because like we talked about it. I was like, bro, what are you talking about?
That's why I was talking because stats only tell a little bit of the story, like a very small part of the story. That's why I was listening to um what's my guy on the Bucks? Um
Drew
he he used to be on the Bulls. He's a role player.
used to be on the Bulls.
Headband, dark skin.
Oh, Portis.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, can't think of his
Bobby,
first name.
Bobby.
Bobby Portis.
Hmm.
I was listening to Bobby Portis on JJ Redick podcast. And Bobby Portis was talking about the image that the league had of him in Chicago.
Hmm.
It was like bad teammate, whatever, empty stats. That's what he said. And I don't know if you remember, he was getting in, like him and his teammates was throwing hands and everything, getting suspended
No, I ain't know
for
that.
fighting teammates and stuff. Yeah. But on JJ's podcast, he was like, at the time, the Bulls, that was their culture. Like people was fighting every single day. Like,
Hmm.
but he took less money to go to Milwaukee. Like his agent was like, "Well, how about this team?" Like, nah. He called Giannis. He's
Hmm.
like, get Giannis's number."
Hmm.
He's like, "Bro, I can help you win a championship." They won it the next year,
Hmm.
but he was like, "Nah." He wanted to get a better eye in the league because it was hard for him to do the things that he wanted to do in the NBA because he had great stats, his team sucked.
Hmm.
So it's like all the coaches, all the general managers, everybody, all the basketball minds was like, he got good stats, but they empty stats.
Hmm.
So he wanted to go to a winning culture to show like he can help a team win over getting like
Right.
18 and 18 and 10 or something, or
Hmm.
17 and 8. So, but I'm just like that brand, like he wanted his brand to be different,
Hmm.
whereas Dylan Brooks is gone all in on like the brand of the bad guy.
Right.
To where he dressing looking all he dressing looking like a like a villain coming to the games. He's acting like one during the games. Post game, he's giving answers like he's a villain.
Hmm.
And I'm like that brand, like he's going to get other. He's probably gonna like say they mess around and have a deep playoff run, or say if they, I don't think they will, but if they messed around and won a championship, he would get like off the court opportunities as the bad guy too. Like,
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen regardless. Cause there's there's definitely a place for his personality. Like, just think of, I mean, we know Charles Barkley was MVP and all this type of stuff, but it's the personality. And then the more and more Dylan Brooks faces out there, the easier it's gonna be for him to get to the bag.
And I get, but we do have to. Charles Barkley was the second best basketball player on the
Well,
planet
that's
at
why I
one time.
said. That's why I said. I get, yeah, but it's still a person, like, just like Rodman, like these, like we talked about, polarizing figures. They
Hmm.
win. No matter what side of the coin you on, there's a bag for you.
Yeah, but I was just thinking of that brand, and I'm like Dylan Brooks, he's sticking by the brand no matter what.
Mm,
Everybody call him stupid. Shut up. You ain't won nothing. Uh, uh, they call him an idiot
mhm,
because Draymond called him an idiot. So then Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Chuck, and Kenny, they all said, I ain't gonna call him an idiot, but it was idiotic
mhm.
to say that I'm like, what is it? What do y'all want him to say? That this team's better than him? Like, no,
Right.
he got that illogical confidence that, and outside of that, every time they do play them lately, I know it's only regular season, they've been smacking them.
Yeah, for sure.
The other day when they played, they smacked the Warriors without Ja playing.
Mhm. Had Clay
And all
sitting on the
Clay do
bench.
is sit there on.
On the bench.
We got four.
Yeah.
Which I think that's corny too. I'm like, yeah, you do, but it comes a time where you gotta lace them up and play, bro.
Yeah.
You can't just always go on the past performance when they beat you by 20 points every game.
Yeah.
But we got.
Yeah.
But what you do tonight though? I can at least talk my shit
Right
today.
now, yeah. That's the sign of a good man right there. Talk shit when even score. That's my go-to for everything. Mike in the locker room with a cigar in his mouth and a baseball bat in his hand.
That's what I like about Luca too. That's what pained me. You know, my favorite players. I tell people like my actual favorite players are Devin Booker, Kyrie Irving, and I really, really, really like Darius Garland for the Cavs.
Mm.
Hey, yo, most people they have a six-figure goal, but they're thinking too small. They're only thinking of 100 bands. You're thinking too small. We need to be thinking big. Six figures goes up to 900K, and I was able to do that in my business with just one digital product. But it's not about how much bread came in. It's about how much that I lost out on because of information that I did not have. And I do not want the same thing to happen to you along your entrepreneurial journey. So I'm hosting a completely free masterclass this upcoming Thursday, teaching how you can take your already existing skills and information that you already have, your own intellectual property, your IP, create digital products and digital assets with them. Not only that, but I'm giving you the entire framework, strategies, and system. And system, SYSTEM, stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money so you don't have to go through the same pitfalls that I had to go through along the way. So go ahead, click the link and register for the masterclass, and I will see you this upcoming Thursday. But book, the Suns and Mavs kind of got a thing too, like how the
Hmm.
Warriors and Grizzlies got a thing.
It's really ain't the Sons of Mavs. It's Book and Luca.
Yeah.
It's Book and Luca. They just
And
don't
I
like it.
love it, man. I love it. Cause Book be talking, and that's one thing I liked about when the Suns, like when Chris Paul first came, and the Suns were like a contender. Cause I'm like, okay, some eyes are gonna get on my boy finally.
Hmm.
It's like he's him. Like he
Yeah.
ain't just no shooter or nothing. Like,
Cause his 70 definitely didn't get that same praise as like Donovan's and Lillard's. They was just like, oh, Book has
cause
70. Oh. Hmm.
cause they lost.
And he's like 16 years old when he did it.
Like, but still young.
Yeah. Oh, bro, all of these dudes are young, dog. That's what's crazy, bro. The only person that ain't young is LeBron James.
How old is Devin Booker?
Like, I think Embiid just turned 29 or something crazy. Like, it's just,
Devin Booker's 26.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. What were you doing at
That's why when
26?
my little cousin, he was saying his agent, this might have been 2017. His agent was talking about getting him on some NBA summer league teams. Like he was like, yeah, you'll be on the veteran watch list. He's like, veteran watch list? I ain't no vet. I said, yeah, you are. These are a bunch of highly gifted kids out there on the court,
Hmm.
bro. And I think this
Anthony Edwards.
2017, Devin, no, I think 2017, if Devin Booker's 26 now,
Right.
how old was he
He was
2017?
20,
20, probably, maybe, I think,
maybe
because I was in
19.
France. I was in France. I think he was 19 at the time
Hmm.
because he was an example I used. I was like, Devin Booker scored 70 and he's 19.
Right.
Like Giannis was like, he wasn't who he is now, but it was like
Oh yeah, for sure. I
I
remember
was like,
Giannis
Giannis is,
Giannis first All-Star game. I was like, oh yeah, I love him because he was out there like, I'm coming for y'all head, bro.
but these was the examples I used. I like, bro, they kids, bro.
Yeah.
At the time, he might have been, I don't know, he might have been 25, 26 or something. I was like, yeah, you come in as a rookie in the NBA at 26?
Yeah.
Yeah, you vet, dog. Like it's like the league's different. One of
Mhm.
my other favorite players is somebody I need to add to SGA Shy Gilgeous Alexander.
Oh yeah, he cold.
I don't know if you remember, I was talking about him in Kentucky. The oldest player on their team is like
Steven Adams. I
25.
mean, not Steven Adams. Why did I say Steven Adams? That's crazy. You got the old head, 25.
And they gonna be tough because they already may make the playoffs this year. You got SGA, you got that foreign boy. I be forgetting his name, but he cold. They got a person that could be the rookie of the year this year. And they still don't even got Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga yet because he missed the whole year.
Yeah, trying to. Yeah.
And they could get the 7-2 kid from Spain, I mean from France.
Ooh. Next thing, they gonna have Chris Paul looking at Thunder like, man.
I'm just saying.
Them
But
boys.
that brand though, I'm just like people need to like go all in on the brand. Like everybody that we see win, they go all in, and you got to be. Now I'm gonna start saying Dylan Brooks level of annoyance. I always say DJ Khaled level of annoyance just because everybody know DJ Khaled.
Mhm.
People be like, man, why don't Khaled shut up? Nah,
Yeah. Shut up for what?
we the best.
We the best.
Another one. He gonna stay in the meeting. But I'm like, but most people won't even just post consistently on social media.
Yeah.
Like Dylan Brooks will sit there and wear some coochie cutters and a cowboy vest with some boots to y'all gonna remember me because he knows that's gonna keep him in the league longer too.
Mhm.
Another one, Pat Bev. Pat Bev he went all in on people. No NBA fan would know Pat Bev was like an amazing scorer.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then they be talking about when he gets traded and stuff, let go from this team, and then he hops on his podcast and he be like, "Really?" He's like, "I'm 100 M's up. They saying that I'm losing
That
the
part.
brand." So man, we got to stick with our brands. We got to go all in on the brands and be annoying with it,
Mhm.
regardless whether it's a positive perceived brand or a negatively perceived brand. You can win with both.
Mhm.
It's like if you're gonna suck at something, suck the best. Pause. I was watching Wayne's Brothers, man. They had an episode where they was selling vacuums, and not was it Wayne's Brothers? Yeah, it was Wayne's Brothers. They had to come up with something for this vacuum, and Marlon cut it on, and it sucked up something real crazy, and Sean said, "Man, that thing really sucks." And that was the
Yeah, that
thing,
was the
like
thing. Yeah.
it really sucks. But the white dude took whatever. I ain't gonna tell the whole story, but I'm like, even something that's can be perceived negative, it can be a positive for you. Just like Dylan Brooks, just like Waffle House, just like we spend on just like Cocaine Bear. They weren't putting out Cocaine Bear to make it be like it was gonna be this Oscar
Right.
worthy film and all this stuff.
Right.
They was like, the bear did coke. What? Ah! And I went to see it because I thought it was gonna be a sucky movie.
Hmm.
I went and spent my money.
Yeah.
So go all in on the brand.